Hello, everyone. I'm in my PJs, so I'm going to keep it dark. No cleavage for you, Matthew, silly AF. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm playing. I'm really playing. Hello, Chai. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. I believe Ro is going to come join us for a little bit. And loves to lurk, hopefully will be able to join us. Our background of the ocean here is given to us by Sarah the Artsy Ninja, who is hanging out at the beach. I am so jealous. I am jelly. For real. Hey, Chai. Hello, Miss Justice. Okay, so we're just going to hop right into this, you guys. Let me get us some beach action going there. Love the beach, Sarah. That is flippin' really nice. Wish I was there. Okay, we'll just stop it while I come over here. Okay, so the first thing I want to share with you guys is human remains were found near where toddler Elijah View went missing. Now, what needs to be said is they have not verified that it is Elijah View. Law enforcement says that it's going to take a little bit of time. Hang on a second. Okay. So this is a news report from WBAY. Let's see what they have to say about it. And then I'll go over the timeline with you guys. Oh, well, go figure. That's all right. I have it kind of muted. I will skip it here momentarily. Okay, skip, do my darling. Okay, wait, shit, first. Say matches. I can't hear it. Why can I not hear you? Oh, not a good thing. Okay, well, I can't hear this one for some reason. We'll pop over here to this one. See if we can't hear this one. Okay. That's all the way up.
For a lot of people.
There is a sense of grief in the Two Rivers community after human remains were found there. The assumption by many is those remains are missing 3-year-old Elijah Vu. He first disappeared in February. Officials still not confirming the identity of the person who was found. That body was found by a hunter on Saturday on private property. As you can see on this map here, it is smack between where Elijah was last seen and where his blanket was found. Mariam McCarr.
Okay. Well, let's make that a little bit bigger. So, Camp Manitou, or Manitou, however you guys want to say it, is almost in the middle of where Elijah was last seen, which was Jesse Vang's residence, and the blanket was found. So, could we possibly look at it and say that the blanket was put in this location to throw off the searchers? Now, from my understanding, the searchers had already 2 times previously looked in the area of this camp. And when they went back is when a hunter found the remains.
has been in Two Rivers all day getting the latest on this investigation.
A normally quiet farm town near this wooded area here in Two Rivers has been buzzing with police activity. Everyone around here is wondering who those human remains belong to and if they have anything to do with the missing 3-year-old Elijah Vu.
When I first heard about it, I just had a gut feeling about it. I don't know why. I just did.
Kathy Hasselman works on her sister's farm just across the street from where the remains were found. She was here when investigators came and began surveying the wooded area.
It's a very unsettling feeling that there's a body over there. I just saw the crime lab truck leaving, must have been about an hour ago, heading south with the cop cars behind them.
Hasselman and many others believe the unidentified remains may belong to the missing 3-year-old, though investigators haven't confirmed it. Public records show the farmhouse across the street used to be the home of Elijah's mother, Christina Bauer. Hasselman tells me she discovered that Bauer used to live on the property through social media.
I looked on Facebook.
That's where I found this, was on Facebook. Let me find it. Where did I put it? Okay, let me get out of that. I thought I had my Facebook pulled up. I did. Okay, so this is shared on Facebook. So this is Katrina Bauer with the kids, with Elijah, and I'm assuming her daughter. And it's very odd that she used to live at this property in the area where Elijah was found. Now, Elijah was 3 when he went missing. He had a birthday, so he is now 4 years old. Heartbreaking. Okay, wait a minute. Here we go. All right, let me get back to this.
And I saw the picture of the mother, real pretty woman with 2 kids. They looked happy. And I looked at the porch, and I'm like, oh my God, that's my sister's.
For months, Two Rivers residents have searched for the boy who was announced missing in February.
It's been pretty catastrophic, not knowing where to look, just picking, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack, literally.
The sheriff's office says it will take some time before DNA can confirm who those remains belong to, leaving the community here to wait longer for that closure they've been searching for. In Two Rivers, Miriam McCarr, TMJ4 News.
And no one has been charged in Elijah Vu's disappearance. His mom, Katrina Bauer, has been charged with child neglect and obstruction of justice. Her boyfriend, Jesse Vang, has also been charged with child neglect. Vang claims he was watching Elijah, took a nap. When he woke up, the little boy was gone. As we work to learn more about the remains found in Two Rivers, stay tuned to TMJ4 News for the latest updates. Follow us online.
We will do that, sir. Thank you so much. Let me get us a beautiful picture of this little boy. I've got some. Here's a good one. That's little Elijah Vu. As of April 19, 2024, the Amber Alert is still active, which I'm sure it will stay active until law enforcement comes out and tells us, oh, you're fine, Debbie, comes out and tells us definitely if that is Elijah or not. On February 20th at 11 a.m., Jesse Vang, let me get a picture of him. Let me get a picture of Jesse Vang and Katrina Bauer. because I didn't pull them up, because they are monsters. Okay, let's try this one. Here it is. Here it is, what I was looking for. Okay. This is Elijah's mother and Jesse Vang. So this is Katrina Bauer, Elijah's mother, and this is Jesse Vang. I wanted to give you guys a look-see at these two individuals. I want you to look at this person, Jesse Vang, intimidating a little boy. Was sent to him to teach little Elijah how to be a man. How to be a man. So on February 20th at 11 a.m., Jesse Vang called 911 to report 3-year-old Elijah View missing. At the time, Vang was the boyfriend of Elijah's mother, Katrina Bauer. Katrina Bauer took Elijah to Jesse Vang's home, where he had been taking care of him for approximately a week. I'm not going to say he was taking care of him. He wasn't taking care of him. I don't know. I'll pull him up and look, Debbie. Okay. They were called with the information that the child had walked off. The initial belief was that it had happened within 15 minutes. But in reality, they believed it had been hours since Vang saw Elijah inside his apartment on Mishiat Road in Two Rivers. That is what turned the investigation into an endangered child alert. A 24-hour round-the-clock operation. Looking for the missing toddler. 11,000 people along Lake Michigan were looking for Elijah. Let's get Elijah's picture back up here. Let's get Elijah's picture back up here. Within hours of the Amber Alert that was activated on February 20th, Jesse Vang was taken in for questioning. The next day, Elijah's mother, Katrina Bauer, was also taken in for questioning. The following Monday, on February 26th, both are officially charged with child neglect. Elijah had been with Vang since February 12th for disciplinary reasons to help with supposed bad behaviors. Bauer wanted Vang to teach Elijah how to be a man. The detailed punishment in the criminal complaint includes tactics of standing for 1 to 3 hours at a time, Elijah being threatened with cold water, if he failed at that, amongst other things. Cell phone data legally gathered by investigators shows that Bauer visited Elijah twice while he was with Vang, including on February 14th, where investigators say Katrina took a photo of Elijah on a bed. He had a blindfold over his eyes and appeared to have bruising on his jawline and neck on the left side, as well as bruising on his upper left arm. Of course, that photo was deleted about an hour later. About an hour later, they deleted that. On February 16th, which was a Friday, is when surveillance photos captured Elijah and Vang at an auto shop in Two Rivers. That was on the 16th of February. Elijah was reported missing on the 20th. No one really ever gave up looking for Elijah. The blanket was found about 3.7 miles from where he was reported missing. They looked through all the landfills, followed up on 1,500 tips and leads, scanned through more than 10,000 video files. Investigators then revealed a vehicle of interest in the case, a beige 97 Nissan Altima with a plate starting with the letter A and ending with the number 0. If you go back and look at some of the coverage I've done on Elijah View, I have all of the pictures of that vehicle and etc. At the time, they had no evidence that Elijah was abducted. But the evidence also showed law enforcement that Elijah simply did not just walk off. They believe Elijah was close to Two Rivers and look where he was found. They wasn't too far off. I think a lot of people hoped that Elijah was still living. They did have a billboard and a lot of different things that people were given a 100% looking for Elijah for real. Let me know if you got time to come up, Loves to Lurk. I've dropped the link a couple times. I'll drop it again if you need it. Feel free, feel free. Okay, so we're going to talk about maybe Elijah's mother, Katrina Bauer. And there is a lot in this case. A lot. Hey, Pink Banjo. Yeah, his family, Elijah's grandmother and stuff. Okay, we're going to listen to this. This is the timeline of Katrina Bauer's actions leading up to Elijah's disappearance.
Enjoy the sounds and tastes of Baraboo Oktoberfest as this ethnic festival brings bands, beers, and games to...
I've been to the real Oktoberfest. Go back, remain calm, you gooberhead. I went to the real Oktoberfest. And they really do carry around these big glassfuls of beer. And them girls would be carrying like 8 of them at a time. Like, they got to be really
Emily,
strong.
thanks. Meanwhile, Elijah's mother and her boyfriend are set to appear back in court later this week.
Preliminary hearing scheduled for Thursday for Katrina Bauer and Jesse
This was on March 12th, 2024.
Vang in Manitowoc County. Both face felony charges of child neglect. Just last week, investigators filed new charges against Bauer for her alleged actions involving another child of hers. Brittany Schmidt continues our team coverage by taking a closer look at her timeline and actions.
Now, Katrina Bauer had a daughter, and her daughter was handicapped. From what they say, she didn't treat her daughter very well. Now, Elijah's father is in prison. And one of the charges that he has has to do with a child, abuse of a child. What we kind of estimated that it was from the daughter.
Leading up to the disappearance of her son.
On Monday, February 12th, Elijah Vu's mother, Katrina Bauer, met up with her boyfriend, Jesse Vang, in Fond du Lac to drop her 3-year-old son, Elijah, off with him. Vang took Elijah back to Two Rivers for disciplinary reasons to correct his supposed bad behavior. During that week, authorities say Bauer lied to police about her whereabouts twice. Her cell phone data proves it, they say, and gives investigators a clearer picture of her movement. On Tuesday, February 13th at about 9:30 p.m., Bauer messages Vang about meeting up for sex at his apartment in Two Rivers. Hours later, during the early morning hours of Wednesday, February 14th, Bauer arrives at Vang's apartment at about 2:35 a.m.
where she leaves the daughter in the car to go in and have relations with Jesse Vang, who has Elijah in the home with him.
According to the amended criminal complaint, she leaves her 6-year-old daughter, who has autism, in the car alone for about an hour when temperatures were near freezing. At 3:13 a.m., investigators say Bauer took a photo of Elijah lying on a bed. He had a, quote, blindfold over his eyes, appears to have bruising on his jawline and neck on the left side, as well as bruising on his upper left arm. The photo was deleted at about 4:12 a.m. Data shows Bauer leaving Two Rivers minutes after that. On Thursday, February 15th, a photo is shared on Facebook Messenger between Bauer and Vang. It shows Elijah wearing what appears to be a full diaper, standing in the corner with his hands in a praying position. On Friday, February 16th, Bauer told authorities she left Wisconsin Dells at about 6 or 7 that evening. Phone data shows she arrived in Manitowoc at about 11 p.m. Minutes later, she called Vang and stopped at Quick Trip. Around midnight, Bauer arrives at Vang's apartment. She told authorities she saw Elijah on the couch, but he was tired. On Saturday, February 17th at about 12:30 a.m., Bauer and Vang go to Manitowoc. Vang goes into Saucy's bar alone, while Bauer goes to Quick Trip. According to surveillance photos, police don't see a child in the vehicle. Police confirmed Bauer's 6-year-old daughter stayed in Wisconsin Dells, but Elijah was supposed to be in their care. At 1:55 a.m., Bauer and Vang go back to his apartment in Two Rivers. At 5 a.m., Bauer leaves Two Rivers and goes back to Wisconsin Dells. About 24 hours later, Sunday, February 18th, Vang messages Bauer at 4:36 a.m., telling her she needs to trust him in his decisions to discipline Elijah, saying, quote, "He did fear me, but he didn't respect me. Now I'm making him respect me." 2 days later, on February 20th, Vang calls 911 to report Elijah missing at about 11 a.m. 3 weeks later, he remains missing.
I'm Brittany Schmidt for Action 2 News.
Okay, let me ask you this. If it is Elijah, law enforcement is going to have to prove that Elijah did not walk away from that apartment. Because don't forget, that's what Jesse Vang is trying to put out from the beginning. I was taking a nap and poof, he was gone. He was just gone. Katrina Bauer and Jesse Vang. And like I said, I've got other lives where I've talked about Elijah and with all the court documents and all that stuff in them. I think you sent me a bunch of them, didn't you, Love Stalurk? I think you sent me quite a few. So, Jesse Vang, let's go back over here. Is that a 920 on his neck? Or a G? I can't tell. I can't tell if it's a 920 or a G. GZO. I'll find out. Let me see. Hold on. What? I'm sitting in the dark, so I can't see. I can't see, y'all. Okay, let's see. Oh, prison tattoos. 920 meaning angle. Oh, wow. Right here. The number meaning 920 says that all people who did wrong will be punished. That's what it says. I don't know if that's true, but that's what it says, Debbie. All the people who did wrong will be punished. Wow. Let me see. Let me see. Now I'm interested. My God, who would want a tattoo like that on your head? 1488. I don't know what that means. Oh, supremacist. The cobweb. You are very welcome. Hey, bro, I'll drop you a link, honey, if you want to come up. You never know where our conversations are going to go. Just fair warning. We're talking about tattoos right now. Okay, the cobweb. I've seen that before. I've seen you, cobweb. They represent a lengthy prison term. The teardrop. The teardrop. One of the most widely recognized prison tattoos. The teardrops means very the meaning varies geographically. In some places, it can be a lengthy prison sentence, while in other, it signifies that the wearer has committed red rum. We are just learning all kinds of shit. What you doing, Ro?
Hey, how are you?
I am good,
I'm
good, good.
sitting in the dark too. I love it.
Do what?
I said I'm sitting in the dark too. I love it.
I know.
It's so peaceful. The 420 is either weed. I know you said 488, right?
No, it was, hang on, 1488.
Yeah, that's Nazi shit.
Yeah, white
And
supremacists, yeah.
yeah, the spider web. Somebody got a body count.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the Latin Kings. 3 dots, it says, represents mi vida loca, or my crazy life.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that.
No, Liva Via Loco. Right?
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, now 5 dots represent time done in prison. A clock with no hands represents doing time and doing a lot of it. Okay, yeah, that's the Aryan Brotherhood right there.
Yeah.
The 666. This is a family gang, I guess. Norteno. The Norteno family.
Well, there's all kinds of prejudice. It doesn't just have to be white on black.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
oh, that's the Mexican mafia. Don should know that, right?
That's MS-13, ain't it?
Don Wells should know that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's the Mexican mafia.
Yeah.
This is right here is the MS-13.
They're apparently quite large and ruthless and
you know, I got sent an email. Gosh, I ain't talked about this email forever. From Nana's Angels.
Oh.
And it had a lot of I still got that email too. Yeah. Where people this is interesting because whoever she was conversing with was talking about this specific gang and running. They talked about trafficking, you know, drugs, children, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
It's often crossed my mind.
So it was that email was real interesting. I'll have to pull it up and read it again sometime. I've read it before.
Yeah.
But yeah, they specifically talked about New York and talked about what is it in the police or whatever it is.
Internal affairs?
No, or not in. No, they. What is it? Everybody goes around and they don't want
camaraderie.
No, they don't want law. They don't want law enforcement.
Oh,
you know,
sovereign.
Yeah, get rid of the cops. Yeah, I can't remember exactly how they worded it, but they didn't want cops. Citizens. Okay, like this is
the militias and stuff. Yeah, they're all sovereign citizens. They don't believe in the rules and the bylaws of the government, and they decide that they want to live in like commune.
Yeah, they don't want. Yeah, they don't want to pay taxes either.
They don't want to pay taxes. They want to have guns. They want to be left alone on their land. They want to be able to farm their land. You know what I mean? Different things. They don't want to be taxed to be taxed.
Yep. They just want to live their lives.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And kind of simple lives too. So, not
all right.
Big deals, but there is.
Let's see. That's playing cards and gambling. EW. This stands for evil, wicked, mean, and nasty.
Oh, damn.
I need one of those.
McDonald's.
Give me one. Evil, wicked, mean, and nasty.
Right? Yeah, I think that might fit me too. I need two of them.
I think that would fit a lot of us.
I'm gonna
I
have
think
two.
even if we wasn't that way, you know, I
Right.
just like to have one just to say I got it.
Yeah. Just when people ask me about it.
Yeah. Okay. The cross is Russian prisons. ACAB is found on British prisoners.
HCAC?
Oh, it stands for all cops are bastards.
Oh, Is this all
Okay.
on one dude?
Huh?
Is this all on one guy?
No, this is different
Oh,
prison
okay.
tattoos.
Yeah. I was
Debbie
gonna
did
say,
it.
oh, like, they better put a chain on him.
Blame it on Debbie. Debbie did it. She got me
Right?
looking at these.
Debbie does
Okay.
it all.
Yeah, Debbie did it.
Mm,
Debbie does
Freaking
Dallas.
Freaking Debbie.
Debbie does Dallas.
Right?
I'm joking, Debbie. I know. For real.
She's like, it was Denver, damn it.
No, everybody will run around and say, "Did you hear Remain Calm say that
yeah,
Debbie
right.
was
Oh my
in a
God.
PORNO?"
Say no more. I know how that shit works on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely know. For
Man,
real.
I do some crazy shit I don't know I did. I must be having fun now.
I know, I do shit too. I never know what I'm doing.
Yo, I'm going at $1.50 at you know what now constantly going. So you know,
I just run and hide from them. I'm like, I just run and hide.
I'm too loud to hide. I try to hide. Like everybody's like, "What's that noise?"
Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
But yeah, this sick guy, he takes this little boy, 3 years old. He just had Elijah's 4 now, but
let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What could I mean? I don't know a whole lot about this child, and like, what do you know? Seriously, what could you possibly? I mean, seriously, what the fuck could you possibly send your baby to go learn how to be a man? What are you gonna do? Like, what the fuck is wrong with that?
Well, and see, the thing about it is, if you go back and look at this mother a little bit, this mother and this man, Jesse Bang, you know, had known each other previously, and
they haven't.
They did know each other. For a while, they've known each other. Well, there was some DV that happened or something, and Elijah's mother, Katrina, went to law enforcement and filed charges. In those charges, she also said that Jesse Vang was trying to set up a trafficking ring with these women, you know, and take them around and make money off of them. But she goes back and tells the investigators that she doesn't want to file the trafficking issue because she said, I'm with a man now that is the alpha male. So she felt Jesse Vang wasn't going to do any stupid shit anymore because she was with a man now that she considered the alpha male. Weird, right?
She was a kid with him?
She had, well, I don't know. I think both of her kids were from the same man. I'm not sure. Yeah. But he's in prison right now.
Right, but she was with another guy but sent the baby to the ex-boyfriend for the man course, or
I'm
confused on that, or that was her.
Well, see, Jesse Vang at some point years ago had tried to basically traffic her, and there was DV.
Oh, okay. And so they're not boyfriend and girlfriend.
Then, yeah, they are now.
Oh, okay.
When Elijah went missing, somehow she got back in contact with him because she was a substance abuser, and she actually, from my understanding, got clean for a while. And somehow she hooked back up with this Jesse Vang and decided she was going to take Elijah to him to teach him how to be a man at 3 years old.
Yeah, I just can't wrap my brain around that. I mean, I just like, all the rest of it, yeah, like that's what happens every day. But like, what the?
Well, she had to have known how,
Yeah,
to what extent he
yeah.
was
And
going to
you're
be
getting
able to
pictures.
take a video of that
Yeah,
baby on a bed
multiple
with
days.
a blindfold on and
Hmm.
bruises on him.
And then the next day, it was like there was like 3 pictures, 3 days in a row of like, the baby in not a good position. And I mean, that's just so horrible. Oh my God.
Well, he would leave him standing there for hours.
Yeah.
I just couldn't
Yeah.
imagine what would go through
Oh my God. Pure terror.
in
Absolutely
his
pure
mind.
terror. And I could just imagine that like a little fucking piece of shit man like that would be all very boisterous and just really fucking, it's a shame. That's
Yeah.
horrible. My
Well,
God.
he's a real freaking character. Let me see
Was he,
what I
what,
can.
was that baby on the spectrum?
No,
No. He kind of
he
has that look.
he was. I
You know
don't
what I
even
mean?
think he was old enough that I haven't heard about any of his,
Oh yeah, they would know that.
medical
Sometimes they
stuff.
know it. Sometimes they know that in utero or whatever, but they would know that. Like he just like I don't know. Maybe it's just the one picture I seen of him where he just got kind of
He did. He looked like he didn't feel good. He had like little
yeah,
crack in his
like
lips
his
and
eyes
stuff.
were like really huge, but not like focused, kind of.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Mm.
For real.
Like he was just staring out into space or something. I guess. Just
So
cute little kid. Oh my God, he's so cute.
Jesse Bang actually had a record
Yeah.
before. I'm seeing if I can pull it up because I've done a couple lives on Elijah and I know I've got all that stuff somewhere. His history included felony and misdemeanor convictions dating back to his teenage years. Those convictions include child abuse, bail jumping, disorderly conduct, and even a federal drug trafficking charge.
Dang.
Where Bang then spent 3 years in prison.
How old is he?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I mean, they looked relatively youngish in the pictures. Like they're maybe the latest mid-30s, but probably younger. Right?
Yeah, mid-30s, I would say.
That's a lot of shit to be that young. You know what I mean? That's a lot of time.
It includes a conviction of felony child abuse in 2002. It says, but, however, the charge stems from a fight with a fellow juvenile inmate who was 5 years younger than him.
Oh my, that's bad too.
Yeah, 5
Yeah.
years younger.
Yeah.
He's beating up on little kids already.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Let's see.
He's got
Bang, who was 17 years old at the time,
get your ruler.
Took offense to a joke. Oh, I got my ruler right here. I always got my ruler.
Right? You might need it for him.
Yeah, I'll knock the hell out of him.
Right? Me too.
I ever seen.
Yep, I'd headbutt him right between the nose.
I think they ought to put him in a room with nothing and tie his hands and feet and just let a crap load of little kids just go in there and beat the shit out of him.
You know what you do? You shackle him to another prisoner naked, give him a bunch of Viagra, and leave him in there for a few days. It works better than waterboarding.
Don't you Ernie supporters get any ideas? He don't need Viagra in there.
They'll pay extra for that. They'll commentary. You know how expensive Viagra was? I don't know if it still is when it first came out. Can you imagine what they're paying in there for that?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's just a sick vision. Oh my God.
Hey, you know what though? And you never know which direction my lives are going. But
Right.
used to, I don't know if they do it anymore, but they would give them something called, I think it was called saltpeter or something.
Yeah, I think they stopped doing that in like the like mid 80s, early 90s type thing. I think like because people are suing for everything. There's people suing because they put salt out there and now they have high blood pressure and they freaking get
Right.
it. Go in jail and they get the settle. It's just
Right.
crazy. Yeah, they had this. I forget what the reasoning was, but and it started like it was just all of a sudden all of them stopped. It wasn't even like one mother
Right.
cluster decided and then it just caught one. It was like they all stopped at like the same time. I forget why though, and I want to say it was like 87 to 90.
Yeah, maybe it, I don't know. I'll have to research it, I guess.
I'll ask Google. Hold on. While you're talking, I'll ask Google. My
Hey,
laptop.
hey, Ghost. Okay, so, Bang was 17 at the time. He took offense to a joke told by a 12-year-old while they were in the program area, and Bang punched the victim and struck him multiple times with a plastic chair. Dang.
Right?
He was really young when he did that.
Yeah, a little violent fucker though, right?
Okay, he spent, he got 10 months in the county jail on that. Then he spent 3 years from 2018 to 21 in prison for federal conspiracy to distribute meth. He was indicted on October 11, 2016. He was accused of distributing 50 grams or more of a mixture or substance containing a detectable amount of meth, a controlled substance, during a period of 2013.
He spent more time in than he did out. Jesus.
It seems like it.
Man.
Let's see, he was convicted and sentenced in November 2017.
And he's probably got no family, right?
I haven't heard anything about his family.
Or possibly has a dad like him.
I don't know. He was ordered to report for a 3-year period of imprisonment on or before January 4, 2018. Then he was on supervised release, which was supposed to last until 2025.
All right, so if he was 12 when he and he's already did a 10 and a 13, he's got to be in his 30s, right? I mean, unless he's only out a few months before he goes back in.
Well, let's see, Katrina was 31.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll look at it. I'm sure to say how old he is here in a minute. But this is the thing. He was on supervised release, which was supposed to last until 2025. Yeah. So he is on supervised release from the prison. So I would think he would have to be checking in with a parole officer, probation officer.
Some of them have to call once a month. Some don't even it's like every 3. It all depends on it should depend on the severity of your charges and something like that. You would think that was the most supervised, but some probation and parole officers, they're so lax that, I mean, honestly, I don't mean to sound like a dick, but they just don't give a fuck, so they don't follow rules and shit.
Right.
But then there's other ones who, you're not there Thursday at 3:30, no Friday, you're in jail. You know what I mean?
Right.
It all depends, and it's, I don't know how, but a lot of times it seems as if people get charges for drugs or I don't know, fighting or something. They get a hell of a lot more punishment than people who do shit to kids. I don't understand.
I know. That really bothers me a lot.
Yeah.
Flies.
I don't know if you have, I mean, beyond because there's plenty of people who have served time who didn't do shit, but if you have good eyewitnesses, you have good DNA, you have good collaborating, I don't, you can't fix that, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
It should never hit the streets again, no matter what it, you know what I mean? there's levels of that shit, and once they cross a certain level, like no amount of rehabilitation or counseling or supervision is going to stop them from doing that shit. It's like becomes a freaking part of their weirdness.
Flies, who's Jesse the Panati? I'm lost. Are you at the wrong place, Flies? I'm just playing. Debbie said, I got tore up one time from fire ants and my legs were vibrating from the stings.
Oh my goodness. That's gotta be crazy. How do you get rid of them stings?
I don't. Yeah.
I don't know either.
I make sure I wear shoes and
I don't
stuff.
think anybody's ever told me that, and I've told people have told me all kinds of backward country remedies for shit that I don't think I've ever heard one for fire ants.
Okay, so Jesse Bang reported Elijah missing on February 20th. 3 days later, Bang and Katrina, 31, Elijah's mother, had been arrested and charged with child neglect. So far, that's all their charges have been. I know the last I checked, and Love to Lurk can probably tell us a lot more. The last I checked, the mother, let's see.
Why would the very least it be aggravated? So, those pictures pretty much, just, you could surmise what that kid was going through. That's not just neglect. That's wow.
Right.
Wow.
So I know that they went to court and they had the date moved. And she, at that time, said that she was going to change her, she was going to give information or something.
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen any other court dates yet.
Yeah, cooperate with authorities or something like that.
So Bang took Elijah for a week. Bang and Katrina were in a relationship. They even talked about she went there when Elijah was supposed to be there. She left her daughter in the car. It was freezing temperatures outside while she went in Jesse Bang's apartment and they did the nasty.
Get out of here.
And he also, Jesse Bang also had a son who was autistic, severely autistic. And the morning that Elijah went missing, he took him to the bus, got him on the bus or whatever, and came back and had Elijah standing at the foot of his bed. And he says that he went to sleep and woke up like 3 hours later and Elijah was gone.
Oh, bullshit.
Is what he's trying to say. Now, if I remember correctly, and let's look, I'll drop the link, honey, if you got time to come up.
They banned Soft Peter in 1999. Not just
in 1999.
Yep, from people you're not allowed to use it in meat byproducts, anything that's used in humans, whether it be clothing or whatever. You're not allowed to have it in anything. I didn't get too far as to why. But
she said Katrina agreed to plead guilty for the chronic neglect to drop the smaller charges. Okay.
That's so crazy. I mean, why should that really be an option on certain shit?
Well, what he did was he would threaten Elijah with cold showers.
Just a piece of shit through and through.
He made a comment, and what was it, Loves to Lurk, that he feared him, but now he needed to respect him. Yep, it was really weird. It was really weird.
No, that's really demonic, and I can tell you from really bad fucking life, that man was getting excited because he was enjoying what he's doing, and kind of it's a bragging, you know what I mean? Even though he says it to the mom in a certain way, he's pretty much telling you right now, like, he's dominating the shit out of that kid because
I think it's still in question. Okay, Love Stork. I think it's in question on why mom even hooked back up with Vang at all. So
Well,
some people thought that maybe she had been using again, but I don't really think that's ever been confirmed.
I gotta say this. I know, I mean, I do, honestly. I know some of the worst alcoholics, drug addicts that, what I mean, seemingly would do anything. And I don't care where I've been throughout my whole life. I've never heard anybody, do shit like that. Like, I don't think it's when you're on drugs. I think it's either in you or it's not. I think drugs just makes it easier to explain after the fact. You know what I mean? I think that's just, I mean, I've seen a lot of people like shit fucked up. They don't even know their names or where they are or whatever. But not a whole lot of people go towards that shit. Like, that's just, I don't know. That's demonic. There's something seriously wrong with that.
I see. You know what? Since I started my channel on YouTube, I thought I knew shit was demonic, but when I started this channel and really started, researching things a little bit deeper, and
like when I got into the dog fighting file because of that guy behind my horses and shit. When I started reading his freaking case file, oh my god! And I've like, Remain calm. When I tell you, I've done combat crawls on my belly like a quarter mile down the stone fucking driveway to get a ferocious pit bull off a freaking chain. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not knowing if it's gonna bite my face off or not.
Right.
I've seen a lot of horrible, horrible shit.
Right.
But they surpass that shit. You know what I mean? Like, once they can take that and like do that to an animal or a person or whatever, you can't fix that shit.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. I think a lot of cases that we cover, or me personally, that I cover anymore about these children, it's some things I don't even know what to say, and there's many things that I researched that I won't show on my channel because they're horrible.
How does the human brain think of that? Like, I just, there's no way I can make like the combination in my brain to where it would answer that as the like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that would be the answer to what you're asking in your mind.
Yeah.
What you're even thinking.
Yeah.
It is. It is demonic.
It seems like it's so much more now. Like, it's becoming like a regular thing, and it's.
Well, I don't know if it's so much more as it is. We're just now bringing it out and making it known more.
We see a lot more like in-depth parts of them and stuff, but even if you look at like, the nightly news and stuff, like compared to, the 80s, 90s, 70s, like you hardly ever heard this shit. Like, and we had news, you know what I mean? And we had word of mouth.
They just didn't talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just didn't talk about it.
And I think since they've started talking about it, it's almost like when, guys start watching porn in their teens and they get all desensitized and stuff. Like, I think people are getting the same way towards like certain kinds of abuses and horrendous things that happen to humans. Like, it just,
yeah, because one thing that I've noticed, one thing that I noticed that I've talked about before, it was like 3 cases in a row that I talked about that it was the mother's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Mom's boyfriend.
A major contributing factor in the majority of them.
Well,
either boyfriend or stepdad.
Mom hooks up with these guys online and they come and live with them, and mom has to go to work while he sits at home. And they bring these men into their home not knowing anything about them, and then they leave them with their children.
Yep. And a lot of those guys, they like, they prey when like, especially if it's a chick who's got like 3, 4 kids, and she's working 2 jobs and shit. Oh, they love that shit. You know
Oh,
what I
they
mean?
love it. They
Yeah.
love it,
Yeah.
especially if they be getting the food stamps.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah.
They love that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're-
And then they're home all day and they do whatever they want with all these kids, and you know what I mean. And a lot of times, I think it's even worse. Is a lot of times when it's like you found out that the mom knew, and like it's just
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about it.
Right? I'm gonna run in the house for like 2 seconds. I'll be right back, right?
All right, darling.
Right, thank you.
Okay, so the morning Elijah disappeared, Jesse Banks said he saw him sleeping on the sofa in the living room. When he woke up at 7:30 to help his son get on the bus. He then woke Elijah up and gave him cereal to eat, but he didn't change his diaper, and then had him stand next to the bed and pray. This bothers me so much, that an individual would punish a child using God. Who does that? That is my opinion. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? A little boy who is made to pray out of a punishment. I get you, loves to lurk. I get you. I know that these cases, and especially if you only talk about one specific case, it can be very draining. Absolutely. Flies, are you home? Or did you just sneak in for a minute? Okay. So, Jesse Banks said he shut the door and fell asleep around 8. When he woke up nearly 3 hours later, Elijah was gone. He called 911 at 10:59 a.m. to report Elijah missing. Vang told police he would force Elijah to stand for 2 to 3 hours without sitting as punishment. He would threaten Elijah with cold water. These are things that he is admitting to. He also would leave him with a dirty diaper. The complaint also said Vang drank 3 beers and took a cyclobenzodrine. I didn't say it right. Cyclobenzaprine, which is a muscle relaxant, as a sleep aid the night before Elijah disappeared. So he's saying I took something to help me sleep and I drank 3 beers with it. What does that have to do with Elijah going missing? Could he have had an attitude, I wonder? Taking one of those and drinking 3 beers? Could it put him in a bad mood? Possibly. Okay. I have the court documents here also. Okay, so Katrina Bauer took Elijah to Jesse Vang to correct Elijah's bad behaviors, though he didn't say at the time specifically what those behaviors were, except for to say Elijah would get into things. Elijah at 3 was mostly bottle fed and not potty trained. That sounds like his mama didn't help him in any way. Yeah, there are people who come after people who are working, like one case like that. It was said Elijah was struggling with potty training. That's why he was being disciplined. Yeah, it sounds like pure laziness on mom's part. For real. Well, you jump back in anytime you want. She must not be back yet. Okay. So Elijah was mostly bottle fed and not potty trained, but Jesse Bain gave him cereal without milk. I don't think it had milk in it.
Like how people give kids Cheerios, like to
Yeah.
watch them they're playing, or
Yeah.
just that was his meal.
I think that's what he did. He just gave him some dry cereal.
Wow.
But at 3 years old, still being bottle fed and not potty trained.
Yeah.
Mom was just lazy, it
That he
sounds
was
like.
hungry a lot too. I can't imagine he got bottle fed like routinely on.
So this is what gets me because, so Elijah was basically, it seems to me, punished for things that he never learned. If he's going to get punished for going in a diaper, if he had never been potty trained, he wouldn't know.
The Montgomery girl. That was like, the same catch-22 she had. You know what I mean?
What
you
do you
got her
mean?
in a car. She's in a car. She's in the pull-up, and you're in there high for hours, days. You know what I mean? She didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Harmony.
Yeah, that's so.
Yes.
People are assholes.
You're right. You're absolutely right. That was one thing that stood out to me too, because she was being harmed because she had to go to the bathroom, but yet they were living in that freaking car.
Yeah, no doubt they're strapped in them car seats because they.
And I can guarantee you, they didn't want to get out to take her to go to the bathroom anywhere because they had 3 other kids in the car.
Either 2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, there was kids in the
Can you
car.
imagine? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's horrible.
And it happens so much.
Okay, so Jesse Banks said Elijah's time was intended as like a boot camp. He was trying to make the child understand that going home is like a privilege for him.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He also, this is what got me right here. He also said the child was scared of him, but then corrected himself and said the boy respected him. Which,
is there any grandparents?
Yeah, the grandparents came out, and her mother, I believe it was her mother, spoke in court and didn't want her to get bond or anything.
Yeah, that's good. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
her mom did speak out at one of the court hearings.
I don't even know what I would do to my kid. I'd beat the living daylights out of them.
Well, I mean, Grandma and them have come out and did, news interviews and stuff, and
but like nobody noticed he was gone all this time, or I mean,
I'm assuming not.
Like, you would think they'd check on her and shit,
Yeah, we talked about all that before. I just can't remember it off the top of my head, but yeah, there was definitely, I believe, a disconnect between her and like her mom, but they did love Elijah a lot. So
and the disconnect was probably over the boyfriend.
Yeah, good possibility. Good possibility. I don't know when Elijah's dad was actually getting out of jail. I think he's in there for quite a while. But yeah, we kind of estimated that because that was one of his charges, was child abuse.
And I guess his mom's nowhere around, right?
Well, yeah, but we just kind of guesstimated that the child that maybe he got charged with was the daughter, the handicapped daughter. Elijah was really, really young then, I think. Really young when that happened. So Bang said that he was angry with Elijah for overfilling his diaper. He said he gave Elijah a cold shower and said he was clean but scared. Clean but scared.
What the?
So he would never change Elijah's diaper, is what it sounds like. And he always let it get over full. And then he would
stand there screaming in his face, scaring the shit out of him while he's like been there for hours. You know what I mean? Poor kid had no chance. That's just fucked up.
Well, that's what I said. I think I said this while you were gone, that it is horrible that someone would use God as a punishment for a child like that, because he was made to stand there and pray and everything. And at 3 years old, the concept of prayer, you know, to use that as something bad.
I don't mean insult to anybody of any religion when I say this, but religion has been the basis of some atrocious abuse to children and handicapped people, and like, you know what I mean? And then they say, you know, because of the Bible, like, if you're handicapped, you can't decide whether you want to do what you're told to do, or, you know what I mean? The deck stacked against you. You don't have a choice. And you know what I mean? People try to justify what they do and say it's, you know, behind religion. It's, I don't know. I don't.
Well,
think,
the sad thing that I see when a lot of these religious affiliations and, you know, things happening within the church, what they do a lot of times is they say, if something happens, report it to the elder of the church. Well, it's up to that elder of the church to call law enforcement, which many cases they are supposed to do. But over the years, what we see happen a lot is that, you know, basically it's don't do it again, and it never goes anywhere. And the church will be like, oh, we forgive you of your sins, but the victims are still there and not getting any assistance whatsoever.
And a lot of those churches and sects are, you know, I'm going to say anti-police, because they don't want any interaction with them. They, you know what I mean? They're like the deeper ones when you get into them and stuff. Like, you know, say like the ones who live on compounds and shit. You don't call a cop. You know what I mean? Like, it's just they're conditioned to like just turning, you know, a blind eye.
Well, if you look at the FLDS, they have their own little security.
Yeah, like you deal with it on campus type shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
A lot of bad shit goes on in it. A lot of.
Oh, I'm telling you, I'm just. I know my ex-husband is. He is started getting into the Jehovah Witness church. He married a girl from the Jehovah Witness church, and I made it loud and clear that my granddaughter's having no part of that. No, thank you.
I actually like took my kids. I worked at two churches for like the majority of my, you know, working years, but I took my kids to a few different like churches and shit. I just kind of figured, excuse me, if they knew about it, you know what I mean, then when they got to a certain age, they could decide.
They could decide.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. I know a lot of people like that too, that they kind of get into different affiliations just so the kids will know that there, you know, are churches out there to go to.
And you know, the diversity of the people you meet, and, you know, going to different churches, or, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, because not all churches are bad.
No.
You know, not all churches are bad.
Well, I grew up going to Catholic school, and like I just was scared to death of God and everything. So like I went down south and I started working at a Southern Baptist church, and then I started working at another one, and I would get like sometimes lent out to other churches of other denominations, and
Right.
they were all pretty cool. They were all definitely pretty cool. I think
So
Catholic's scariest.
I can't believe you went to Catholic school.
Oh, I did too.
Is that why you cuss so much?
Yeah. And I was one of the last age groups where they were still. You see that ruler you have? They would put like 25 of them together with like 3 rubber bands with the metal part sticking out. And I was freaking left-handed, which is the hand of the devil. So guess who got smacked all the freaking time on the knuckles? Then I get to the point where I'd be like, I broke my arm, right? Hey, we're so happy because I can write with both hands and all that stuff, but right. They're like, oh my God, the whole time the cast is on there thinking I was healed. And shit, like, she's right-handed now. As soon as that cast came off, that pen was right back in my left hand. They're like, oh, I was like, ow. Son of a bitch. They're like,
that is crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're
all
crazy.
Right. Jesse Bang was held with a $20,000 cash bond.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a lot.
They give them 2 girls who just got caught stealing all that mail, like $10 million bail each, but somebody does things like this to a baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the mom, her bond was $15,000. Yeah. Yeah, full cash bonds for both of them. But this is what I said. The sad thing about it is because when Jesse Bang reported Elijah missing, even though law enforcement doesn't believe that he walked off by himself, that is what Jesse Bang is saying. And if it is Elijah, we cannot put it out there that it is Elijah yet. But if it is Elijah, they have to have some evidence somewhere.
That's like the one out in Fancy Gap. Everybody wanted to go to. It was. I was like, no, they could not be. And they're like, how could it not be? Unfortunately, because this shit happens so much. You know what I mean? There's like so many babies that this shit has been done to that they can turn up anywhere. You know what I mean? It would. I don't want to say it would be nice to have an isolated case, but I mean it would be much more better for your soul if it was once in your lifetime you heard something like this shit.
Right. Yeah, my life was pretty sucky too.
Yeah.
It was a pretty messed up life.
I see a lot of people remain calm that they're so fucking miserable because why? Like you made it through all that shit. You're a badass. Like enjoy what you're doing now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I get what you're saying, but unfortunately a lot of times, and I think that's why a lot of us have bonded in the Summer Wells case is because of things that we all went through when we were younger and stuff.
A lot of it was generational for which
exactly
just the standard shit that we look as abuse now was standard for all of us coming up, like stop crying before I give you something to cry about, or you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That and shit. And like we were basically desensitized to think that shit was normal, you know what I mean? And
right.
It's like, I don't know, people not doing, I don't mean not doing it extreme, but people just don't even, they're so afraid of getting in trouble for doing something, that they don't do nothing. Now these kids are like just.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, one thing that I've noticed covering a lot of these missing kids cases and missing and exploited kids is the stories are almost the same in a lot of these cases.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
They are almost identical in a lot of ways.
At first, and even with in the very beginning of the Sebastian thing, somebody had said that was something Katie had said or whatever sounded a lot like the Wells, right? But I've been thinking about it for a long time because I've been watching all this shit for a long time, and it's the majority of the families that this happens to, they say it and I used to think it was maybe they watched the other case before them or whatever, but I think it's just naturally somehow comes out of their mouths, like that same, like, verse or
Yeah,
whatever, because
yeah.
they, I mean, you got people in Alaska and shit like saying the same shit that like everybody, like, it's just weird. Like,
Yeah,
I
I mean, I noticed with Seth Rogers,
mhm,
watching him and his interviews and things,
mhm,
and believe me, not to get you on a Tim Mullins role, but
go on,
I
Tim Winslow.
I even questioned if
Mhm,
he hadn't had a conversation with Tim Mullins.
right.
The way that he just started um, expressing things about Sebastian and things that he was saying. I was like, have you talked to Tim Mullen? Because
Yeah,
that sounds exactly like what Don Wells said. He
yeah,
immediately started talking about CPS, kids being
mhm,
taken, all kinds of weird
mhm.
stuff.
And that's like,
So,
shit that I was looking at, and they're not the first ones, and I'm like, what? Like, is there like a script that, like, I don't know, when you hit that switch that you're going to be that kind of freak that, like, you get this manual that says here's your opening line, what, like, how like they all
yep,
say basically the same thing, and even the deviation of words isn't that different. I mean, they're pretty basic, you know words they use when they do it, but it's so similar all the time.
absolutely. I mean, Don talked the way he did about Summer sometimes, and then all of a sudden it was, Seth was saying some, uh, what I thought were inappropriate things about Sebastian. And just, I guess the money, all of it there was so much of it that was like deja vu, especially in Summer's case. Oh, Rose gone. I'm sitting there talking to her. That's all right. I'm going to get off here in a few minutes, you guys. So, unfortunately, let me kind of fill you in just a little bit more. So, Katrina Bauer said that she had visited Jesse Bang late at night on the 16th, saw Elijah sleeping on the sofa, and left early the next morning. She said nothing about her February 14th visit, which was Valentine's Day, right? They thought people would have adultery demons and every problem was a demon problem. Like it wasn't the person taking. Yeah, yeah. The discrepancy in what Katrina Bauer told the police and what the cell data showed is why there are 2 obstructing an officer charges. Katrina Bauer's criminal history consists of 2 misdemeanor counts of disorderly conduct, one from 2011, one from 2015. She also has a number of minor offenses on her record, such as underage drinking and operating a motor vehicle while revoked. Police describe Elijah as being among HMONG and white ethnicity with dark brown hair and brown eyes. He's 3 feet tall, has a birthmark on his left knee. He was last seen wearing gray pants, a long collared, long sleeve shirt, and a pair of red and green dinosaur slip on shoes. At the time, they said he may be carrying the blanket, which they found. Bless his heart. Everyone in that community came together to help find Sebastian. Oh, not Sebastian, Elijah. My brain is getting tired. So many missing kids. Ro, I don't know what happened, but thank you. Thanks for coming up and yakking. It is terrible for the community, Chai. You're absolutely right. And go check out Loves to Lurk Facebook. Let me pull up the thingy-mabobba. Such a beautiful little boy. I don't understand how sick people are. Here, we're gonna go back to the ocean, to Sarah's ocean. Sarah's hanging out in the ocean for us. That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I'm just saying. Sarah. What the fuck am I looking for? Oh, I know what I was looking for. Not that. I don't need them pictures. Facebook. My house, Megan. Okay. Elijah View. I think the mother was very upset. The grandmother was very upset. I believe that they were putting out that the remains that were found were Elijah's, and that cannot be confirmed. There is no confirmation. Thank you, Birdie Tweeter. No confirmation that it is Elijah. But this little boy does need to come home. He needs to be found. And people need to quit playing. Quit playing with this little boy. I think that's the picture Ro was talking about right there. He doesn't look like he feels very good. It looks like he's kind of dehydrated. Bless his heart. A deer hunter found the remains. And even though they had searched the area before, he was very tiny. Very tiny. The blanket is the key. Well, I thought it was interesting that it was Jesse Vang's home that was pinned, and then the blanket was found, but the remains was found like right in the middle of that. Up in the middle of between the blanket, where the blanket was found. Oh, thank you, Chai. Thank you so much. Hey, Ro, I'm going to get off of here. I did a live earlier today, but next time I come live, please come over. You're welcome over here anytime you want. And thank you for coming up and talking with me. Good conversations. I love good conversation. Thank you, Loves to Lurk. That means a lot, because I know that you know way more about this stuff than I do. For real. But as I said, we cannot confirm at this time that it is Elijah. And I know it's weird when people say that we hope it is. I would rather him be, of course, somewhere where he's loved and taken care of. But unfortunately, A lot of times that dream we all have of all these kids being saved and loved and somewhere where they're not scared, and that's just not the reality of things anymore. So if it is Elijah, he at least will be laid to rest with dignity, because it doesn't matter what the age. He needs to be put somewhere where people who love him know where he's at. These evil people, I have to really be careful and try to keep my mind right, because there's times I can make myself physically sick from thinking about these cases and these kids and what's happening to them. And, I know for a fact that you guys would be astounded at the amount of individuals who follow Summer Wells' case that has had actual nightmares about it. Actual nightmares. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I've been on here an hour and 30 minutes, so please pray for Elijah and his family. It is just such a sad case. A sad case. So we will keep checking on this. I want to see if I can dig a little bit more in, and I don't know if, I'm sure the investigation is still ongoing. Because when the testing comes back, if it is little Elijah, they're going to need proof. They're going to need proof. Even though they believe he didn't walk out that door. And they've seen the mother lie. She's lied a couple times. And Jesse Bang, that guy's so cocky. He says, yeah, yep, I never changed his diaper. But when he'd fill the diaper up, it was punishment time. A week he was there, and he talks about giving him dry cereal. He gave him some cereal. He didn't hesitate to tell him that he would make the little boy stand for hours, either against the wall or at the foot of his bed, and pray. But it was all good, Jesse Banks said. You want to know why? Because Elijah, his legs didn't get weak. His knees didn't buckle. That's what he said. Yeah, but little Deb, not everybody's like that. Not everybody's like that. Just make sure you stay a big part of your granddaughter's life. That's very important. All right, you guys, my ass is getting off here. Chai, thank you for gifting the memberships. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. My mods. My mods. My subs. And thank you, Ro, for coming and hanging out. Loves to lurk. You know you can come up here anytime your little pea picking heart wants to. You just let me know. Chai, don't forget, we're going to do something this weekend, right? So let me know. Keep me posted, lady. Okay? Thank you, guys. Let me do my peace. Peace out. Peace out, y'all. Flies, I still love you. Even though you're mad at me and you don't like me anymore. I shouldn't say that. That's not true. Okay? That's not true. I don't want people to be like, Flies and Remain Calm are fighting really bad. No, we're not. She just works now and I miss her. I miss her. I'm having fly withdrawals. I'm having fly withdrawals, damn it. All right, thank you. Thank you, Deb. Thanks, Nanya, wherever you are. I guess via. Yeah, I get it, Deb. I get it. It is hard to, when you've been through a lot of things like that, it is hard to trust anybody. I get it. I do. All right, you guys, have fun. I cannot come on tomorrow at all. So no, I know I say that and then I come on anyway. No, I cannot come on tomorrow. So don't miss me too much, okay? I will check my email and stuff though, so you know. And you guys feel free to post on our Facebook group. Just you can put anything you want on there. Really. That's what it's there for. So have fun with it. For real. All right. Peace out. Have a good night.